I know some of y'all just clicked just to see when FWC is, so there's your start date and time. Be there or be square. I will be square for anyone wondering what my plans were. The novelty of a fresh server wore off for me after the second FWC, so... Also, Flaris will be clear by like day 3, which, conveniently, is when the login reward gives out a free 3-day pickup pet, so... But before we get to interesting stuff like that, for anyone who doesn't know what FWC is, it's the annual event server that launches around this time each year. Well, technically this and the last FWC opened a month earlier than the first and second FWCs did, but that's not important right now. Everyone starts fresh from level 1, but you gain double XP and drops, and there's FWC specific premium items to increase that to triple or more. It's technically a North America based server, but everyone can play on it, and when FWC ends, sometime around October generally, you get to transfer your character to the server of your choice along with some gear and any premium items you have on the account. Any items that transfer with you will become account linked if it wasn't already soul linked. And there's some PvP and PvE competition stuff towards the end. Not sure how many people care about. I'm still debating if I actually needed to explain that, because who else would click on this video besides people who already know what it is? But who knows? This video wouldn't feel complete without it, I think. But anyway, my dear intended audience, and unintended audience too, I guess, let's go over the things you can do to prepare now and what to do on the day of. So, very obvious first thing. Go on the main website and click on the AI-generated Rainbow IBAT to pre-register any accounts you plan to play on. There's no name reservation this year, instead you just get a coupon code. Write down the account and associated code somewhere convenient so you don't have to go back to this page on each account to check. You should do this for a minimum of 2 accounts, one for your main and the other for your buffer. Or don't. Not my business if you plan to just play one character, I guess. As a bonus tip, if you make a new account for this FWC, you'll also get the global launch gift on the first character you make on the account, which will give you an additional scroll of amplification ES20 and a power scroll. And some other stuff we don't really care about. For most people, it's all you need to worry about doing for now, other than maybe decide what class you want to play. For those with deeper pockets among us, don't forget to make a spreadsheet of FC items so you're not scrambling to figure out what you need to buy and top up ahead of time, so you're not dealing with any blockers on your spending on the day of. Note that you can't trade F coin items until you hit level 30. If you want both characters to have Adventure Flask right away, you need to top up on your buffers account as well. And finally, if you want to get degenerate with it, make sure you request time off work, schedule your last grocery run to happen a day or 2 before the servers open, and plan out your sleep so you get your 8 hours and wake up right before servers open. And that's really all you can do for now. If you're going to be logging in the moment servers open, keep an eye on the announcements and maintenance channels on Discord to know when maintenance is scheduled to end, because the server itself is likely going to be up about a minute before they actually announce it. If you're going for a high demand name, you need this edge. But also don't be surprised if maintenance gets extended. Anyway, once you've logged into it and made both of your characters, redeem the coupon through the event window, coupon tab, pick up the pre-registration package from the mailbox and open it. Then, you want to use a power scroll right away, cancel it from the buff bar by double clicking on it to get the green charged power scroll, and use it and cancel it again to get the purple supercharged power scroll. Also, open up one flask box for a flask of stone and Vital Drink X from the Vital and Refresher select box. Take care of any other FC purchase you were going for, like the Combined Party Scroll, Venturous Fortune Flask, and House NPCs if you got it. And head out west to Flaring, but don't party with your future buffer yet. You need to first hit level 3 so you can unlock Clean Hit, at which point you can go to a much higher level mob than where everyone else is. So to hit level 3, use the Supercharged Power Scroll, Vital Drink X, Flask of Stone, and the Scroll of Amplification. If this is a new account and you got a global launch gift, use the ES20 instead of a regular one. Do this on your buffer as well. XP works weirdly up until level 5, but there's plenty of IVATs to go around, so it's not hard to hit level 3 on both of them individually. Having your buffer be level 1 while your main is level 3 is going to make a bigger EXP gap than you'd expect as you get closer to level 15. You'll want to focus on the IBATs. The hit rate penalty for hitting a higher level mob this early on is stupid brutal, so you'll probably kill 5 IBATs in the time it takes for one Burudang. Once you're level 3 on both characters, party up, make clean at level 4, and head north to Doridomas or Lawwolfs. You'll find that at Doridomas, you take basically no damage thanks to the Flask of Stone. Lawwolfs will do a bit more, but still trivial. And with the purple power scroll massively boosting your damage, you should be grinding pretty fast. If you happen to need food, open the event window, go to playtime, claim the reward for login streak and playtime. Not guaranteed to give you food, but just getting something like grind even once will last you through job change. Once you hit level 5, put points into Flurry, and you'll want to max it before clean hit. Though the order doesn't really matter since the majority of your damage is from the power scroll anyway. To use it, you'll need to put 1 clean hit and 1 Flurry in the action slot. If you're willing to buy activations, you can put 4 copies of Flurry, though I don't recommend buying them unless you plan to be a mage or an int build poster later on. Also, in case this needs to be said, don't bother trying to do any quests. The most you should consider doing is maybe pick up the questies the mobs drop and turn them into the quest office. Move up to Nyang Yangs and eventually Banks. If this spawn of Banks is too crowded, you can run up this cliff here and use a town blink wing, and it'll take you to St. Morning where you can run south and find more Banks. You probably don't want to go to Mutant Fever since you don't really have food, and they'll actually hurt you even through your stone flask. Make sure you hit level 15 on both of your characters before you town blink wing back to Flaris. Don't try to do both job changes at the same time. At least not the first step since it's timed. Quest credit for job changes isn't shared anyway, so even if you make 2 assists, you still have to do them separately, so... Also, don't be sad if your amps and such expire during job change. 1 through 15 would have taken you multiple hours if you didn't use them right at the start. Once you're done with both job changes, it's mostly just going to be standard leveling. There's still a ravenous pack of people not far behind you, so keep hustling. And you're still not going to touch any quests, of course. They don't only slow you down. You should try to hit 40 on both of your characters before the level 40 level reach runs out because there's a 15-day extra bag for the first 1,000 or so level 40s. I forget the exact number. If you bought a second extra bag already, it's whatever though. If you have a lot of time to play, consider trying for the first 500 level 80s on both characters so you can get the 30-day pink riding cloud. Again, not relevant if you just bought your flying items already. You will, of course, have to go back for your quests eventually. Based on what I've seen in past FWCs, the lower level areas finally start to clear out on the 3rd day. You want to get caught up on your quest as soon as possible. But if you don't mind waiting a little longer for your backspace anyway, I recommend just making sure to do the Clockworks and Decaying Mind quest chains by 105 for the super boss unlocks. They're basically free money unless you're an Elementor, I guess. Well, Elementors are probably better off just grinding faster to Azria, get a head start on bloody crafting than spending any amount of time on those bosses though. That's all I have for the day 1 rushing crowd. For the fellow squares who aren't rushing to play on day 1, I suggest you still make your characters before the first reset, which is at midnight UTC, to start stacking daily login rewards. There's a 3-day pickup pet on the 3rd day, so I recommend waiting until you have that to start playing. Between your main and your buffer, you have 6 days to save 14 mil to buy a Gigglebox pickup pet on one of your characters, which shouldn't be too hard at all. Even if you're not rushing, you should still use the purple power scroll and such to make getting to level 15 easier. Power scrolls become weaker relatively speaking the higher the level you are, so I recommend you just always cancel the regular and green power scrolls and use purple power scrolls as often as possible until you run out. And finally, a note about Daily Forsaken Tower. When you're in floors 1, 2, 3, giants have a much higher drop rate of unique weapons than the outside giants, and they're completely uncontested for you. So if you can solo them, that's 4 chances at getting a weapon every day since you can enter both party and solo on the same day. Tower giants never get debuff immunity or speed boost, and don't have any red zone attacks, so you can kite and stun lock them as much as you want. Also, if you're completely certain that you can kill the second giant, dying to them is perfectly fine since you'll get all your EXP back when you kill it. Just, make damn sure you actually can, and don't blame me if you lose 36% because you were in over your head. And that's it. Good luck to all the day 1 players, and I'll see you 2 days after that. Or a month, depending on how I feel, I guess.